Really know what it's like to think that your little ones will not listen to instructions until you get to the point of yelling. I also have a very opinionated, strong-willed toddler. My youngest right now is almost 2.5, and sometimes he doesn't want to pick up his Magna-Tiles. He doesn't want to put his bowl away in the sink. He doesn't want to get dressed in the morning or change his diaper, and it can feel like, oh well, I asked and I asked and I asked and they didn't do anything until I yelled at them or until I gave them the stern, angry mom voice, go do it right now, and then they actually listened. Threatening to send them to timeout, or threatening to throw away all their toys, or threatening to never go anywhere fun ever again, right? Like, these are all things that we do when we feel like no other strategy is working or our kids are not taking us seriously. There are so many reasons why your little ones wouldn't listen when you ask them to clean up their Magna-Tiles, for example, that I couldn't possibly cover in this video. And in my Toddler Tantrums guide, I actually have a framework that kind of helps you diagnose like what's going on and where's the breakdown for your toddler and their personality. So you can go grab that if you want deeper support. But here's one thing I want you to remember. Your asking needs to also come with physically helping most of the time until your kid gets around like 3 or 4, and then you can start leaning more into logical consequences. And let me be so clear, this does not mean that you are doing everything for them all the time, right? I get a lot of comments from moms who are like, but I don't want to have to pick up the mess 90% of the time. And like, cool, I don't either. I have 3 kids. If I was picking up all of their messes all the time, I would literally never do anything else. You don't have to, but when you ask your 2-year-old to go clean up the Magna-Tiles and they don't come over ready to help within the first 10 seconds, you might need to go grab their hand and bring them over to the living room, or you might need to scoot the bucket a little closer. You might need to move something else. My boys, who are 2, and then my 4-year-old, very often will get distracted from cleaning by seeing their giant basket that has like balls and baseball bats and hockey sticks and stuff in it. And so they get distracted. They don't want to clean up the Magna-Tiles because they're like, oh, I'm going to play baseball. And so I take that basket and I move it to the other room and I shut it away and I say, we can totally play that once we're done picking up this mess. And now they have a logical consequence, and now they're not distracted because I've stepped in to physically help them. If your little one is waiting for you to yell before they take you seriously, or they're waiting for you to threaten timeout before they take you seriously, then your number one job is to stop doing that, because they're going to continue waiting for that, and you're going to continue having to up the ante in terms of punishments or threats or whatever to get them to move. You've got to cut it out and know, okay, the next few weeks are going to be a little more tricky because I'm laying this new foundation of cooperation and listening when I give instructions and helping them build this forward momentum. You cannot expect them to listen until you've taught them the skill of listening when you calmly request something. So that has to be a consistent practice in your house until they get better at it and develop that skill. Again, if you're having trouble with this, I go through a whole like framework in my Toddler Tantrums guide that will help you figure out what your little one needs more of based on their personality and what kind of behaviors are going on. So you can go grab that if you want deeper support. But I would start with this. Know that if you're going to ask your little kid to do something, especially if they're a younger toddler, you need to physically be ready to guide them through it.